So I'm getting my Google Drive available in front of me. So if you can check out, I'll just open my notepad over here so that you can see what activities we have done. The first thing that we have done is that we are trying to open Google Drive. So which Google Drive will it open? The Google Drive, which is already associated with the Gmail account through which you have logged in. So therefore, I'll say step number 1 is that you have to log in to your Gmail account. Then step number 2 is just write drive.google.com. Now, once you write that, you are able to see your Google Drive. Now, what I need to focus over here is, if you remember, yesterday we have recorded one video using Screencastify. And the name of that video was day one session. So therefore, my first objective is to understand Google Drive and where the videos of that Screencastify do get stored. So once I click on this Google Drive, if you can check out over here, there are different folders available over here. And the first folder that you are seeing over here is Meet Recording. So it means the Google Meet that you are using for online interaction, if you record any session, that session will be recorded in this Meet Recordings. If I double click on this Meet recording, you can see that I have recorded 2 sessions of Google Meet, and those get automatically saved in my Google Drive, and a folder is created wherein the name of the folder is Google Meeting. Now coming back to the root, if I see there are different folders which I have created myself, but this one folder I have not created. Now this folder has been created once you create your first video using Screencastify. So yesterday when we used Screencastify, we did record a 1-minute video wherein the name of the video was given as day 1 session. The time I double click on this Screencastify folder in my Google Drive, you can see my first video which I have recorded yesterday is available. And you can see over here, the date is mentioned 24th of August. And then the size of the file is mentioned as 7 MB. So whatever recording you are going to make using your Screencastify, that gets stored in the folder Screencastify. I'll again go back to the root so that you will understand it. I have checked my Google Drive, and once I check my Google Drive, there is a folder namely Screencastify. This folder will have all your videos stored in your Google Drive. Then second aspect is we are using a Google Classroom right now. So the time you create your account in Google Classroom, you will find one more folder created over here, which is known as Classroom. So if you check out over here, let's suppose I double click on this Classroom, what will happen is it will show me all the classes that I have created as on date. So if you check out here, this is our training programs folder, using ICT tools for recording online lectures. So since yesterday, whatever assignments I have received, whatever assignments have been submitted as a response to this assignment that was uploaded, those assignments do get reflected over here. Now you can check out over here, assignments, information on certificates, all your registration form, that all attributes are over here. If you check out, this assignment day 1 is a folder, not a file. So once I double click on that, it'll give me an idea of all the assignments that I have received as on date, and I have checked all these assignments. And one more attribute which I would like to focus over here is, if you check out the folder over here, this folder is having a sign wherein this particular sign of an human head and a half body is there. It means it's shareable, because whenever we upload an assignment, we are sharing it with people whom are within our class. So this folder becomes shareable. So do remember this: when you want to share any file from this Google Drive, you can share it as a file as a whole, or you can share it as a link as well. So let me come back to the classroom. So we are in the classroom. Let's suppose you do find that in this particular file, there is a document which has been created. It's a PDF document. You want to share it across with people. You can simply right click on that and you can see good number of options over here. You can see preview, you can see open with Google Docs, you can see share. The time you see share, now you can share with people whom you want to share this document. You can share it with people and you can ask them to contribute. You can share it with people and you can ask them to improve on this document, to become collaborators for this document. So this drive helps you in preparing a document and sharing it across with people so that they can put in their comments and you can have a summarized document wherein everybody's collaboration is included. What you need to do is you need to work on this Google Drive. You need to explore it further, and it will be just like your normal folder if your internet connection and speed is good. And we will be discussing on day 5 or day 6 that how you can store it virtually on your computer as well, but that will not be discussed today. So today our objective to begin with was to understand that what this Google Drive is and the relevance of this Google Drive with respect to your Screencastify. So we have understood we need to first log into our Gmail accounts. Once we log into our Gmail account, we need to open one more window wherein we can write drive.google.com. Now, once we write drive.google.com, we do reach this root folder, and out of these folders, you can find out Screencastify folder. The time you double click on this Screencastify folder, you will find all your recordings stored over there in different format with extension WEBM. So this is first component. Now let's move towards the second component of our presentation, that is, let's try to understand the YouTube. Now I'll open YouTube account over here. Now this is a YouTube account which is associated with my Gmail again. Now if you can check it out over here, I am trying to access the YouTube account. Now once I see the YouTube account, it is showing me this icon over here, and this icon specifies I have been logged in using my Gmail account. So once you click over here, if you are using this for the first time, then you will not find any channel over here. Let me check out over here using a different account. Let me write youtube.com so that you will understand where you need to work on. Now, the time I say youtube.com, I'll try to find out where is my channel. Now, if you check out here, what is mentioned over here, sign in. So I need to sign in using any Google account. So I'll sign in. You have to bear with me for this, for the speed issue. Let's write over here. Now, the second component is, step number 3 is you will access youtube.com using your Gmail account so that you will be able to see. Then once you sign in, you have to create your own channel. One sec. So I've signed in. Anyways, there is an issue, but we'll start with this. Right now, I have checked with my official email ID, and once I click on your channel, it will show me my channel, which I have already created. But in your case, you might not be having a channel, so no need to worry. But if you don't have any channel, we can create it when we are uploading the video that we have recorded using Screencastify. So what we'll do is, once you see your account, you can create your channel. You can simply click on the channels. If you don't see any channel over here, you can create one. Let's go back to the Screencastify so that we can understand that how we can integrate this Google Drive, YouTube, and the video that you have already recorded in your Screencastify. Now, if you remember, this is the icon that we remember as far as your Screencastify is concerned. Now, the time I click on this Screencastify icon, I need to go to the My Recordings option of Screencastify. Now here, on this particular button, I need to click on this. I need to go to My Recordings. Now, once I go to my recordings, if you remember, this was the recording that we have recorded yesterday. I'll click on that. And this is what we need to understand today. This is the recording that is available with us. Name of the recording is Day 1 Training Program. Let me make it more clear. Let me just click on that and try to write over here one more addition to it, that is Day 2 as well, so that we can understand this is the Day 1's video which was worked on Day 2. Now, once I am through with it, if you check it out over here, the name of this particular video is now Day 1 Training Program Day 2. Now, we need to work out on this right hand side. Now, on this right hand side, what do you see over here? The first option is Google Drive. And the mentioned option over here is copy shareable link. So it means once I click on this copy shareable link, it will prepare a link which will take the person to whom with you will share this link. He will be accessing your Google Drive. Now, what you can do is over here is you can try to work out on this particular option that is published to YouTube. This video is already recorded. Now you will click on this publish to YouTube and you can see over here, the time I click on publish to YouTube, it's automatically showing me my channel. But if I don't want this particular channel, I can say add a channel to it. Now, once I say add a channel, I need to log in using my Gmail account and I can create one more channel. If for you, once you are using it, for you, it will be simply add a channel. And once you add a channel, automatically a YouTube channel will be created and it will be associated with your Gmail account. So do remember, we need to understand this. You need to click on Screencastify icon. Screencastify icon. Then second step will be you need to go to My Recordings. Once you go to My Recordings, you need to click on the video that you have recorded. Click on the video that you have recorded or you want to upload on YouTube. Now, once you are through with this particular step, then you have to click on publish to YouTube. Publish to YouTube. This particular option over here, publish to YouTube. The time you click on publish to YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you have to click on add. You have to click on add a channel. So it will ask you to sign in. Once you sign in, a channel for in your YouTube account will automatically be created. So as of now, I'll be using my already created channel. So that is my own channel. First, I'll cancel this. Again, I'll click on this publish to YouTube. Now this time you can see that my channel is available over here. Now, before uploading this video, I'll be discussing different attributes which are mentioned over here. Let me start with the first one. If you can see over here, the option that is selected by default is private. There are two more options. One is private, one is public, and one is unlisted. Do remember over here, it's very important to understand that what should be the content once we are recording a video. If you have copied the content from anywhere, if you put that in this public domain, then the content that you have copied, if you have not referred to that content, anybody can ask that how come you have put it in public domain without having the permission from the person who has provided you with the content. Therefore, for the learning purpose, when we are in the learning phase, when we are recording videos using different resources, I will suggest neither to go for private nor to go for public, rather to go for unlisted. Unlisted means with the person with whom you will share the link, that person will only be able to see it. Other persons, they won't be able to see it. Once you learn it, once you are through with it, once you learn that how I have to select the content, then you can go for public. But you have to ensure the content that you are using in your recording, that needs to be your own content. Now, there are different attributes which I would like to write on this so that you will understand it, because that's entirely different topic. If you have heard about, let's suppose you might have heard about this word, copyright. Have you heard about this word? Yes. Copyright is the material wherein it is actually, it belongs to someone. This copyright comes under different segments, like as far as outside India is concerned, it comes under criminal law. And if we come to India, it comes under civil law. So therefore, if you are using any material which is already copywritten, the copyright, then in that particular case, you need to take permission from the author or the creator. That's why we always say, whenever you want to use the content, you have to ensure that that particular content comes under CC, which stands for Creative Commons. Here's a proper method for it. So right now, I'll not go into the details of it, but I'll just suggest the content that you are having, you have created of your own. You have not taken it from somewhere. It's in your own words. It's your own content that is to be uploaded as public. And if you are not sure about it, if you want to check it first, then it is better to go for unlisted. So we have understood private means it's only known to you, not to others. Public means the time you upload it, it will be visible to all the associated people in your account. The third one is unlisted. So it means once you click on unlisted, it is to be on the safer side. You are going for the unlisted one. So right now, though it is our own content, we'll go for unlisted for the learning purpose. So we have gone for unlisted. Then what is written over here? Day 1 training program, day 2. It is the same file name what we have mentioned. Now this another attribute over here is description. Description you need to write if you are making a video public. Then if somebody is searching for a video, your video should also get searched in that. Let's suppose I'll write over here that tutorial for uploading video on YouTube. This is more appropriate. Why? Because there are certain keywords available in it. The first keyword is tutorial. So it means whenever on YouTube somebody will write tutorial, your video will be featured somewhere. Not in the top list, because your video is new one, there are no views, there are no ratings, therefore it will be in the list, but in the last page. But as many views will be there, your video will be increasing it in its ranking, therefore it will move from page number last to 5th to 3rd to 1st, depending on how the video has been viewed. So if I write tutorial, uploading is a keyword, video is a keyword, YouTube is a keyword. Therefore, tutorial for uploading video on YouTube, I can add to it that developed during online training program. Just as a learning example, developed during the online program. Now, the time I complete this, what I need to do is I need to simply click on upload button. The time I click on upload button, the process of uploading, though the video size may be bigger, but when it is already stored on your Google Drive, it gets uploaded within very less time. Now, if you see, the message displayed on my screen is success. The recording has been uploaded to YouTube. You don't need to worry about anything else. I'll just give a recap of what I have done. I'll not copy the link over here. I'll not click on view on YouTube. You can explore them, but I'll directly go to YouTube and I'll see where this video is recorded. So what I'll do is I'll just give you a recap. What we need to do is we need to click on the Screencastify. Now, once we click on Screencastify, we need to click on this. We need to go to My Recordings. Once we go to My Recordings, we need to open the video that we want to upload. We need to simply click on Publish to YouTube. We need to select or create a channel over here. Then we need to select whether it is unlisted or not, whatever it is. Now, once you finish that, you need to click on Upload. Once you have uploaded, now where to find that video? Now what I'll do is I'll now open my YouTube. I'll open YouTube YouTube window. Once YouTube window is available over here, I'll click on my account. And do remember, in order to see all the videos, in order to see all the analytics, that how many times a video has been viewed, when did you upload it, you have to go for this YouTube Studio. Do remember that YouTube Studio needs to be accessed. So therefore, I have discussed this Creative Commons, I have discussed this add to channels. You need to select unlisted to begin with, and you can go for public once you are becoming an expert in this. Then once you are done with that, you need to upload, and once upload is done, you need to go to youtube.com, and once you go to youtube.com, you need to click on YouTube Studio. Now once you go to YouTube Studio, you will find that all the videos that you have uploaded will be available there. And we have just now uploaded one video. So this is my dashboard of YouTube Studio. If you are using your mobile phone, you generally have YouTube already downloaded on your mobile phone by default. But what will happen over here is you need to install YouTube Studio on your mobile phone. The time you click on that YouTube Studio icon, you will get this dashboard wherein you can see all the analytics, how many videos you have uploaded, a video has been viewed how many times, and there will be different aspects which will be available. Like you can see over here, I'm having ranking by views of my videos that I have uploaded. So if you check out this left side of this YouTube Studio, you need to click on this video. Once you click on this video, you can see day 1 training program, day 2 video has been uploaded. It is available over here. The duration of the video is 1 minute and 33 seconds. The visibility is unlisted. You can change at any particular point of time by just clicking on this and changing it to public. Once you click on public, the color of the icon, as you can see over here, let me maximize it so that you can see it here. It's gray in color, but those videos which I have made public, they are green in color. So therefore, you need to understand these basic attributes. Then second, if you can check out over here, I have just uploaded it. It's on 25th of August. It has been uploaded, and there are no views as of now. Now, if you click on this video, you can watch this video, you can see all the details of this video. And now if you want to share it with people, then what I'll suggest is there are 2 different methods to check the link of it. I'll first of all go back to the dashboard. I'll click on video. I'll just click on these 3 buttons. Once I click on these 3 buttons, there are different options available over here. You can download it, you can promote it, you can delete it, you can get shareable link. And once I click on get shareable link, here you can see the link has been copied to clipboard. Let me go to my another browser and let me write this link over here. I have pasted this link over here. I have clicked on enter. So now you can see the YouTube video will be directly visible on the particular link, and I'll be able to watch it. You have to bear with me because of this internet speed. So it will be visible just now. Just wait for a few seconds more, and you can see day 1 training program, day 2, as we have just uploaded it on YouTube, and it is visible over here. Now, depending on your internet speed, the video will be uploaded or ready for watching within lesser time. So you have started viewing this video. So our objective with respect to the first component was that we should be able to understand what Google Drive is. We should be able to open the Screencastify once more. We should be able to check my recordings. We should be able to click on the video that we have uploaded or we want to upload on YouTube. We have to simply click on the publish YouTube button. Then we can click it as add a channel, or if you have already created a channel that will be listed, you have to click on that, select unlisted for your video, click on upload, go to YouTube Studio, and then you can share that link. You can promote that video across different platforms. Now, based on this, we have learned that how I can upload this video on YouTube. Let's explore more options on this Screencastify to understand what else I can do with respect to this video that I have created. I can click on, there is an option that upload to Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is actually entirely different third-party software, wherein if you upload this video or share this video on Edpuzzle, it will be uploaded on Edpuzzle, and then after that, you can put certain stops on this video. Let's suppose this video corresponds of 1 minute and 32 seconds. Using Edpuzzle, you can stop this video at 26 seconds and put a question over there. Then you can stop this video at 1 minute and 9 seconds, and then after that you can add one question to it. But there is a problem with respect to that. If you watch that video using Edpuzzle, then only those questions will become visible. There are other methods also. Therefore, right now we'll only stick to our publish to YouTube, and second, share to Classroom. Now, if I click on share to Classroom, it will first enable the link for sharing, and then it will be automatically linked to a classroom wherein you want to share. So therefore, if you are having 7 or 8 classes of yours, it will show you all the classes. It will give you the list of all the classes. And once you select that class, it will be giving you an option of sharing it with a class. Now, if you see over here, if I click on this, I am having all the options over here. The time I click on using ICT tools for recording, this video that I have recorded using Screencastify will directly be uploaded on my Google Classroom. Let me click on more options. Let's see some more options. If you are having a website and you want to share this video on the website, then you can use this get embed code on it. What it will do is it will generate a code that needs to be put in your website at an appropriate place, and automatically your video will be attached to your website. If you want to send this email, if you want to send this video as an attachment or as a link in your Gmail account, then you have to simply click on send in email. I think somebody has unmuted his or her mic, so I will request everyone that if you have, who is that was, please unmute your mic. Please unmute your mic. Zubair Sahab, please take care of this. So we were discussing about that what are the other options. We have seen get embed code, and then one more very good option over here is that you can share the same video in your Gmail, using your Gmail. Like if you write an email, then you can send the same video, the link of this video, using your Gmail account. One more attribute over here is that when you are applying for this training program, you might have seen that we were having a brochure available over here. Let me show you the brochure so that you will understand this as well. This was our, this is not the appropriate file. Let me go to the material and let me open the brochure of this program. This was the brochure of the training program. And in this brochure, if you have seen, there was an attribute which was known as QR code. This is the QR code over here. Now this QR code, once you are using your mobile phone, if you have Google Lens in that, the time you use your Google Lens and scan this, it will automatically take you to the registration form. Similarly, if you want to share this video as a QR code, what you need to do is you can simply click on generate QR code. The time you click on generate QR code, this QR code will be generated and you can share that QR code with everyone. The time a person is using his or her mobile phone and just using Google Lens to scan that QR code, he'll automatically get this video available on his mobile phone through YouTube or through your Google Drive. So therefore, we have seen options publishing to YouTube. We have seen options sharing to Classroom. We have seen option of get embedded to your this website, send through email, and then generate QR code. You can add more options to it. Those are add-on options. Like we say Chrome. Screencastify is an extension to the Chrome. Similarly, what you can do is you can add more options to it. Let's see this also. If I click on add more options, you are having different third-party softwares like Edpuzzle is there, Wakelet is there, then Remind is there. If you wish, you can go ahead with that. If you don't, no need of that. Now, there can be one more option. You may feel that I don't want to share it with anyone. I want to download it on my computer. in a different format. So what you need to do is you can simply click on this particular button and you can see the download option is over here. Once you click on download, the video that you have recorded, it will be downloaded on your computer. Now, once it is downloaded, you can use it. One more option you might have heard about, that nowadays in computers we have MP4 and all. You can download or export it as MP4. The time you click on export it as MP4, it will convert this video in MP4 format, and then it will be automatically downloaded, and the same file will be stored in your download folder. Now, once you click on export audio only, it can help you in exporting audio file of the same video, no video file. Export animated GIF, it will create a GIF file which will be animated GIF of the same video, and it will help you. What you need to do is you need to check this right hand side of your Screencastify, and then you need to explore it, record short videos so that you can understand the impact. Let me just give you a recap. There are 3 different options available with your Screencastify. One is copy shareable link using your Google Drive. Another is sharing it using your publish it to YouTube, using sharing Classroom, and options like embedding it, sending it through email, generating QR code, and then after that you can have download it as a file as it is. You can download it in the form of MP4. You can download audio only. You can create an animated GIF file. Apart from this, there are some more options with respect to the Screencastify which we need to understand. Now, if I click on this particular button, now I need to understand these options that are available over here. The first option that I have seen was My Recordings. The time I click on My Recordings, it's showing me all the recordings over here with the date, with the size of the file. Second attribute is the time I click on this My Subscription, it shows me the details of my subscription. As I have logged in from my account, that is my official email ID, I am having a license to use Screencastify for 1 year. Therefore, it'll take some time, but it'll show me that the license will be expiring on such and such date. But if you are using it as a free version, therefore, it'll show you that it is a free version. It's showing me different information over here. The time you see it in the free version, you can get that details. The time you purchase the license of Screencastify, it will show you that you have been already subscribed to it. Now let's come back to this. There are some more options. Basic editing can also be done. Like if I'll come to the options. Options are, do you want to attach this Screencastify video or link this Screencastify to your Google Drive? Do you want to use your local space of your local hard disk? You can do that also. You can have a background tab of recording. You can get the progress bar. Whenever you upload a video on YouTube or whenever you complete the recording of a video, it must show you the progress bar. If you want to get that progress bar, you can click on this. You can check whether if you are going for the video edit process, the progress of that, it can show you. Then it can show you the shortcuts which can be used while you are recording your video. It can show you recording settings like open video page after recording, autoplay open videos. So you can check all these options. These are simply settings with respect to your Screencastify. Then privacy is given over here, that if you find that your privacy is getting violated, you can report that. You can download user data. These are some more advanced features which as a naive user we don't need to understand. But if you are interested, you can just drop a mail and I can send you the explanation of that. Then we are having one more option, that is editor. But there is a catch in this editor. This editor will help you in trimming your videos, in focusing on a particular area of a video. But do remember, this editor is not free. The time you use this editor as a free license, this editor will be given to you on trial basis for 3 days. Once you finish your 3 days, then after that it won't be available. As I've said in the beginning, as I have already got the license of this Screencastify, therefore I am able to use this editor. The time you click on this editor, you need to select a video that you want to edit, And once you select that video, you can trim it. You cannot add different slides. You can focus on anything. You can write some text which will be visible on this video all across. Yeah, this will give you the complete idea of how your video will look like. You can select your video from any media, then you can start trimming it. It's very easy. This is cut tool, this is crop tool, this is your select a particular clip tool, this is inserting text, this is deleting a particular portion. So these are basic editing features. What I will recommend is you don't need to purchase this editor option of Screencastify, because in your Windows operating system, you are having an inbuilt video editor wherein you will be having a complete day on that. In this training program, our one complete day will be dedicated to editing videos using video editor of Windows operating system. Therefore, no need to worry about it. Let's explore some more options with respect to this. This was the editing screen. Let's go back to the options. Then you are having submit button over here. If you want to submit it to different platforms, like if I click on submit, it will show me that where do I want to submit. Similarly, I can see classroom resources, which we have already seen when we were sharing it in classroom. Then help is there. Then you can switch the account. Help is if you want to take any help wherein you face problems on your Screencastify. You can simply click on help and you can get help on Screencastify. This is the knowledge base. This is the suggested new features. Submit a support ticket. If you have any issue, you can drop a message and they will respond to it, the Screencastify people. If you are using this email ID and you want to switch to some other account, then you can simply click on switch account and you can change the account. And you can click on sign out and you will be signed out of your Screencastify. I would like to mention some more options over here which can help you in learning Screencastify in a better option. This was the submit button. Once I click it on that, this window will be displayed, and wherein you can submit any particular video with respect to Screencastify or the video that you have recorded. Now, one more attribute which I would like to share with you. Way back when I learned Screencastify, I thought of using Screencastify, but I was not having any training program like this, wherein I can upload my video and see whether I have done correctly or not. So what I did is I simply wrote Screencastify and I explored Screencastify website. The time I explored Screencastify website, I could see there was Screencastify certification. So what I did is I enrolled for one of the courses. I completed that 6 hours duration, and once I completed that 6 hours duration, I was supposed to record a video and upload it to Screencastify. And there were a good number of questions which I did answer. And then within 5 to 10 minutes, I received Screencastify certified. It's not some rocket science. You may think of, no, I have. Whenever you work on the Screencastify, whenever you record few videos, if you opt for that Screencastify certification, I can assure you that after investing 2 hours of time, you can get Screencastify certified certificate. So my suggestion will be, the more you explore, the better you will learn. So overall, my objective with respect to the presentation was first to go for this Google Drive, which I have just tried to give you an idea, a glimpse of it. Then YouTube, then use Screencastify and upload the video on YouTube. My second aspect of today's session was hands-on exposure of recording a video and uploading the same on Google Drive. That also we have seen. Now my third aspect over here for the today's session is planning for the recording and keeping track of time. What I will suggest over here is there are some basic tips that you can follow in order to understand how we can plan for this presentation. I'll be writing every point over here so that when I write I want to bring in your focus so that you will stay connected with me. And I hope that everybody is connected with me. Can anybody say yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. It's indeed an honor to hear an yes from the participants. What I'll start over here is what is actually planning process. This is my a conventional statement which I use in most of my sessions. I always say it like this. It's about plan, then it's about do, it's about implement, or rather I should say plan, do, check, and act. We do face problems. Everybody faces problems. Nobody is perfect in this universe. Now, with respect to that, the first step that I need to frame in my mind is, what do I need to record? Do I need to record my voice? Do I need to record my video? Do I need to record the explanation of a particular topic? So what happens as a teacher is, I am also a teacher. Though I do treat myself as a student in every class, whenever I go to the class, my first statement is that I am a student, I am not a teacher. I do keep on learning. So therefore, keeping that thing in mind as a teacher, my mindset, when I start talking, I don't stop. When I start talking at, let's suppose my session is from 8 to 8:30, I start talking at 8 o'clock, but I don't stop at 8:30. This is inbuilt. This is the attribute that every teacher has got stuck to that particular schedule. Now, the first thing that we need to understand is, when you are recording a video, we cannot exceed the deadline. If you know Screencastify will allow you to record the video for 5 minutes, the time you exceed that limit, the video will automatically be stopped. So therefore, if you keep on talking, the video will automatically stop. Then second attribute is the online learning mode. Whenever you are recording a video, those videos should not be long enough that when a student will watch that, he'll get bored. It's better to keep your videos short, number one. Number two, the first and foremost step is, think in your mind what you need to record. Now, once you think in your mind, now your second step is, so first you will think about what you need to record. We always say, I know what I need to record, but it is in my mind. I cannot revive it, because in my mind, somebody will, I'll think of, let's suppose I'll talk for 3 minutes on a particular topic. The time I figure out a plan, I receive a call from my home, and the time I receive a call, maybe some family issue I'm discussing. So my attention gets diverted and I do forget, what did I plan? So therefore, my second step, which I would love to have, is to put your thought on a piece of paper. A rough paper. You can say a notebook. Just write on that, what's your plan? What did you plan? That what are you going to record? Are you going to record explanation of topic 1? Or let me take an example. Let's suppose my topic is parts of computer. So if I am supposed to discuss parts of computer, wherein I am having input devices and output devices and some other devices as well. But today I want to discuss input and output. So how much time I'm going to spend on explanation of input device? How much time I'm going to spend on explanation of output devices? As a teacher, I need to have a PowerPoint presentation. If I need to have PowerPoint presentation, then what I need to do is, I need to prepare the PowerPoint presentation. Slide 1, what I'll be discussing, what points I'll be discussing. Then step 2, what points I'll be discussing. Then step 3, then बंद करन की तो उसने बंद करन की तो इसने सॉरी डिस्कनेक्ट करे उसने त्राउन चलो केशन पर केशन पर
Hello?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, there was some disturbance. Actually, internet got disconnected. That is why there was some hiccup. So we were discussing about the plan. Piece of paper I was mentioning. Number 1, think about what you need to record. Number 2, put your thought on a piece of paper. Now, once you are putting your thought on a piece of paper, do write down or do prepare a PowerPoint presentation wherein you will mention that what you need to explain and how much time you want to spend on that. Now, once you are through with these two steps, you have now a plan. So your plan is ready. So if your plan is ready, what you will do is now you will open Screencastify. Now, prior to starting your recording, you will see all your devices are appropriately connected. You will check your devices, whether your microphone is working, whether your headphone is working, whether your camera is working if you want to record video as well, whether you have PowerPoint presentation available with you. So you need to prepare your PowerPoint presentation well in advance. Now, once all these attributes are ready, once you are through with this, once you check your devices, once everything is okay, you can go and start Screencastify. Why did I mention Screencastify over here? Because as on date, we have learned only one tool, that is Screencastify. But with due course of time, in the coming sessions, you will learn more tools to record videos. So in those tools, once you learn those tools, you can then decide of your own whether you want to go for Screencastify or any other tool. So our fifth point is that you need to open a video recording tool so that you can start recording a video. So you can open Screencastify and you can start recording. The time you start recording, your main focus is your recording. Your main focus is that you should not commit mistakes. Because if you commit mistakes, you have to retake the whole session. So therefore, what I'll suggest is, nowadays we have smartwatches, nowadays we have smartphones. So open your smartphone, put a stopwatch, start the stopwatch, and start the timer the time you click on record button. The time you click on record button, automatically what will happen, that your stopwatch will start. And you will be keeping track of time, because a stopwatch will start ticking around, creating a sound, and that sound will be slow. That will help you that somebody is watching you. While you are recording a session, you can keep track of time. So let's suppose you want to record a video for 5 minutes. When you see that your stopwatch is showing 4 minutes, then you can simply click on stop. So that will help you in planning the recording. But do remember, first time when you record, you will commit mistakes, because whenever we want to learn something, we do commit mistakes. Don't worry at all. Store that video, don't publish it. Record that video again. Then if you find that is okay, publish it. But prior to publishing, listen to that video once, twice, thrice, and then see where you want to improve, where you can improve on that particular video, because that's very important. Recording is one aspect. Putting it in public domain is second aspect. When you commit any mistake, you always prefer not to show that to the public. So it is better to use that to introspect yourself, to see that video, to review that video. Because when we see the first statement mentioned on your screen, that is plan, do, check, and act. First, you have planned. Then you have recorded, that is do. Then you have checked, you are recording, you are watching your video, you are listening to your video, and you are reviewing it. And once you review, then you will accordingly act, that you will take certain preventive measures in order to avoid those things. I'll share my experience. When we record videos, when the lockdown period started, when I started collecting those devices, I couldn't find a good quality headphone which will help me in putting my voice in such a fashion that video will have good voice, clear voice. So I was using different devices. So every day I'll use a different device in order to record a video. But the resultant was, with every passing day, I was learning. When I used to upload the video, my students used to send me messages, "Sir, the video is not clear. The video is not clear from 5th minute to 7th minute." So I tried to explore editing tools and I tried to rectify those problems. So I have still kept those videos as it is, because whenever I feel that I need to, I need to work hard, I do go to those videos. I do watch those videos in order to get more energy, in order to get more enthusiasm, in order to learn in order to relearn, in order to unlearn. So main objective over here is plan, implement, check yourself. And once everything is fine, once you get the feedback based on what you have heard, improve on your video in such a fashion that you will come up with a video. I'll not say it's a professional video, but I'll say it is a presentable video. I'll say it's a video which can be presented in your class, in front of your students, in front of your audience. And once it is in front of your audience, accept criticism, because that's very important. The more criticism, that criticism will keep you sober, that criticism will help you in improving yourself. I hope that with respect to today's session, because my second aspect is to discuss all the points that we have received with respect to questions in the chat box. I'll be discussing that, and I'll be discussing doubts for the next 15-20 minutes, because yesterday I did skip discussing those doubts which were mentioned in the chat box. And every day, as you have seen yesterday at 7:30, your class 2 schedule was uploaded, videos were uploaded. You might have watched those videos. That will help you in coping up with the class, with the session that we are having on a particular day. I hope I have made the day. Now the floor is open for discussion, and the floor is open for questions. One by one, I'll see the questions and I'll be responding to those questions what have been mentioned in the chat box. I hope you have understood, and thanks a lot for your patience. Now I'll go to the chat box and I'll start with the question. My first question for today is, though it has been already answered, Mr. Zubair has already answered it. Mr. Arif has already answered it. A very good question. Question is that if you want to record 2 hours video, can we record it? Yes, you can record it. There is no problem in that. But I will suggest that if you want to go for recording videos for more than 5 minutes, then I will suggest that you should purchase the license of Screencastify, or else wait for one more day and see different tools which will be taken in day 3 and day 4, wherein you will learn about different tools wherein you can record of any length. You can record video, and Google Meet itself is a very good tool which can be used for recording a video. But if you are preparing a video for your classes and all, then I'll not suggest Google Meet, because it will generate an echo sound in certain cases. Therefore, I'll suggest either Screencastify or any other tool which we'll be discussing in the future sessions. Then there are some more questions. Again, Mr. Prabjeet, I think Mr. Prabjeet, Dr. Prabjeet rather, he is very active, and I love it because when I see questions, that gives me an idea. No, people are understanding. Can we go for YouTube streaming as well? The method is same. No need to worry about it. Again, you have to go to YouTube Studio and you will see the option of streaming, and you can go ahead with that. Very good. Responses are good, and the whole team that is associated, they have answered. As I can see, Mr. Tahir has also responded. Very good interaction. But one more question, Dr. Sunil CM. What will be the problem when I wear headphone and start recording? It will not hear in recording videos, sir. Okay. If you remember yesterday, I did record one video using Screencastify. I was using headphones, so I recorded it, and then after that I did play it. When I played it, I had to remove the jack of my headphone, because when I removed the jack of the headphone, this computer speaker was generating the voice, and it was visible to all the participants. But if the jack is in, and the video sound that is generated, it will be heard by me only, not by the participants. If you want to show it to other people whom are connected to you, therefore I'll suggest, if you're connected using your headphone, you need to remove the jack, and once you remove the jack, the sound will be generated and it will be shared with all the participants. I hope. Yeah, there is one question. How to upload these large videos? That's a very great question. Dr. Nair Afaq Kirmani sir, he is mentioning that how we can upload these large videos. This is a question wherein the answer is very tricky, because when you are in the valley, the connection is 2G. Uploading these large videos is a bit difficult. That's why I always say day in and day out that your videos have to be very smaller in size. What I will share with you is I used to record 2 or 3 videos in one go, and then I used to put them for uploading, and it will take hours all along to upload those videos. So if you are having a good connection, internet speed is good, then uploading is not at all a big deal. If it is a 1 GB file also, uploading will not take more than 5 to 10 minutes. Right now, the Google Meet, using Google Meet, we are right now interacting with all the participants. This video will be approximately somewhere between 15 to 800 MBs. And the time we finish this session, depending on the internet speed of internet connection, it will be automatically uploaded to our Google Drive, and we will share that with you. And that is again an example of how this video gets uploaded. So what matters over here is only and only your internet speed. Okay, there is one more question. It is great, though it has been answered. It's great to hear from you. I thoroughly learned for the how yesterday I faced the problem of echo. How can I rectify it? This echo problem, as Mr. Yunus has already mentioned, it is better to use a wired headphone. If you are only one person in the class, in the room, and you are using one laptop, then there won't be any echo sound. But if you are using multiple devices, then echo sound is there. If you are 3 persons in one room, echo sound will be there. If you are using mobile phone as well as laptop, echo sound will be there. So it is better to use headphones. And if you don't have headphones, then no need to worry, but don't use multiple devices. Use only one devices, no need to worry, it will work. There will be no echo sound. Anybody else having any questions? Pardon? Okay. Now, Mr. Prabjeet is mentioning that streaming videos, there are different methods for streaming videos. Streaming videos means you want to put a video live in a particular session. Then there is an option in your YouTube channel also that once you go to YouTube Studio, you need to go to YouTube Studio, and you will find a live button over there. And there you can record the video, and you can stream the video, whatever you like, you can go ahead with that. There is a stream button on YouTube. So you need to check that. What you will do is you will go to YouTube, and there will be a stream option. And I'm sorry to say that this internet connection, and you can see the speed of internet, though I am using a dedicated line, but still there is no response at all. You can see it. Yes, I'll try again. Though anyway, these things will be handled, and we will be very soon putting some material with respect to that. But right now there are some issues with respect to internet connectivity, but I'll try to rectify those issues as well. Streaming, you will go to YouTube, and then after that there will be a live stream option. Once you go to live stream, you can go ahead and record your video and put it as a stream. There is one more question over here. Awesome question. I do love these questions. Can you just briefly, Prabjeet sir, I am highly thankful, and I really appreciate your questions. How we can directly record using Google Meet without purchasing any license. Using Google Meet, you can record, you don't need any license, because this feature has been now integrated with your Gmail. Although it may be scheduled for future classes, but I need to learn it badly since I have to record a session day after tomorrow. No need to worry about it. You will be very soon, maybe by today evening. And if you don't receive by today evening, just drop a mail. I'll send you all the links of those videos. Or I can simply tell you one thing, Mr. Prabjeet, you can go ahead and note down this name of the website, wherein you can see all these videos. 1 second, Mr. Prabjeet, my screen is shared. So I'll just check this website. This is the website wherein you can get all the resources. This website is sites.google.com/costkashmir.ac.in/mmkirmani/home. Now, what you can do is you can simply go to courses, select a course that is CS and PD, communication skills and personality development using ICT. And here in module 3, you can get all these things available. You can see using PowerPoint as a whiteboard video is there, using Google Meet video is there, using Screencastify video is there, OBS Studio. So there are a good number of tools, Mr. Prabjit. This is the shortcut that I can think of right now in order to help you. I hope that this will help you a lot. And second, my request is that if we wait for our next session, you will see that we will learn more recording tools, and those tools will be awesome. Those are free and open source tools. And those free and open source tools do come under copyleft. Do remember, I did mention in today's session copyright. But the opposite of copyright is copyleft. And that copyleft is that when you are having free license, but that doesn't mean that you will use it. You will develop something and you will not give credit to people whom have contributed for that. You need to give credit. If it's all about, this world is all about sharing and caring. If you take some content from somewhere, do give credit to those people whom have created that content. If you don't give that credit, then I personally feel it is ethically wrong. In order to be on a better position, you need to give credit to people who have created a technology or a particular resource. I hope there are no more questions. Are there any questions? No, Mr. Tushar, Mr. Tahir Saab has also answered nicely that wired is also not the only option. Rather, you can go for some Bluetooth mics and all also. Dr. S. Paramasivan, he has mentioned one very good point. That is, I have not received today's classes link in my Gmail account. Sir, with due regards, I would first of like mention that the classroom that we have created, all the links will be available. All the links are available in your Google Classroom. The first upload is done on Google Classroom.
So but the Google Classroom also sends in mail, na? They also send the notification. He can turn on his classroom notification for mail.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Google Classroom is the best option. And as madam has correctly said, that once we upload anything on Google Classroom, it automatically gets sent to your email also. Thanks.
Email also.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks. I personally
I just joined. I had Viva of my students.
No issue, ma'am. Tech savvy, ma'am is becoming more and more tech savvy.
Yeah.
I really appreciate, and hats off, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to learn more and more. It's a vast world, and we think that we know all, and then we get to know that there are more to know, and that's more exciting. That there's a vast world to explore in ICT and use it daily.
Yeah, ma'am.
I was just telling that yesterday I had a lecture in one of the training programs 3 days back. Now I have another, and I think that now I'll be using the highlighter, the laser, and all these things. Thank you, Dr. Kirmani. It's good that we should improve ourselves by each day.
Just to add to it, ma'am.
Yeah.
If I take my own example, I don't see myself having expertise. Rather, I do say that every passing day is a learning experience for me, and every passing day helps me in learning newer tools, because technology is rapidly evolving. So we need to keep ourselves updated. If we don't update ourselves, we'll be lost in this paradise.
Especially the young generation, the students, they are knowing more. So we should be a bit ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My pleasure, ma'am. Anybody else? Then I would request Dr. Nazir sir is here. Dr. Nazir sir is not probably here. Anyway, then we will formally, yes, Dr.
Yes,
Nazir
sir.
sir. Dr.
Yes.
Nazir sir, for your concluding remarks, sir, we have completed the session.
Yes,
and,
I-
question answering has also been completed. Now the floor is yours, sir. Because
Thank you.
this program,
Thank you,
and these sessions would have been very difficult without your presence, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Over
Thank
to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Today's the session, which is interesting session, delivered my colleague Dr. Mudassir Kermani. He is due to minimum requirements which are available in the university as well as the internet connectivity. We have tried our level best for all the participants who are attending this training program. Are very much attentive and cooperative. Thank you. Today's session is closed. After that, inshallah, the next session will be tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And thanks a lot for all the participants for being on time today. And looking forward to see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot to the whole ERIS team and all IT people. They have been my backbone and everybody's backbone. Whole IT team, Mr. Zubair Saab, Mr. Sultan Saab, Arif Saab.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's a
Ahir
pleasure
Saab,
to-
Ahmed Saab.
So I would like to just add one thing. We will be posting assignment day 2
Yes.
just after the session is over.
Yeah.
It was scheduled at 12:30, but I think I'll postpone it to 12:15, I guess.
So nice of you.
at around 12:15, everybody will be receiving a notification regarding today's assignment. So it is requested to upload the same and kindly do that thing in the Google Classroom so that the assignment is handed over to the presenter in a better way so that you'll be able to so he'll be able to see your assignments and do it accordingly. I'd like to thank you, Mudassir sir, again so much for this wonderful session, and we are very obliged to work with you and to assist you in all this. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let's call it a day then. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you.